Okay, so here is the final race of Teamsport Sheffield. Now this race is all about putting together what I've learned in race 1 and what I've learned in race 2. At this point I've spoken to Adam. Adam's been my guide ever since I walked through the door, so I'm pretty confident now in this session that I'm aiming for a high 56-second lap. Now I know I'm probably expecting a little bit too much, but anything's possible, and I nearly do accomplish it, but I did say I'd be happy with a low 57 anyway. So yeah, let's just commentate on everything that I'm doing, and now I've kind of sussed it out myself, and with the help of Adam, of course. So coming up the first straight, the only difference I wanted to make here was, yeah, this corner, I come narrow and then I go out wide and then I come back narrow. That's gonna lose me time, and I didn't think about it when I was actually racing it, just because of the adrenaline. But when I've actually sat here and watched the laps, that is an obvious place where I could be gaining time, and that probably cost me my 56-second lap I was looking for, because in my fastest lap of the session, which is lap 5, I come from out wide, in narrow, out wide, and then in narrow, and I've probably increased the lap by a good few meters, and yeah, that could have cost me a 56-second lap, but it is what it is. We'll learn from our mistakes, and next time I visit this track, hopefully soon, I'm hoping I can break that 56-second barrier, which I do firmly believe I can do now. It will be better in Warrington. The track was suffering from a very hot day. The karts were very grippy, as you can see. But yeah, I was still losing a little bit of traction in areas, but that was down to the floor material just suddenly changing, like when you're going downstairs. So right, let's just get back onto commentating on what I'm doing. So this hairpin I was pretty good with all night. One of my better corners of the track. This flat out to lift turn, again, one of my better corners on the track. I nailed this hairpin. I'm close to that apex, and then the big one here, yeah, I messed that one up a little bit, but it still gets better. I'm still trying to adapt my lines there, so that's the reason why that's off. You will see in lap 5 that everything is pretty much as good as it can be in the kart that I'm sat in. So I'm trying to think, by the time it's lap 5, we're probably about just less than 6 minutes into the video. Should be lap 5. I'll timestamp it and put it in the description, but I will upload a separate hot lap just so you can watch the lap without having to watch this if the video is too long for you or whatever. So yeah, this track was, I found it quite nice and easy to become consistent with. Now, it's weird for me to say that because the track is so technical. You can see how many turns there are. Like, that section there was much better than what I've done in the previous 2 sessions. And then yeah, coming up the up ramp, pretty much nailed that. Touched that tyre wall again. I just wish I came narrower there. You can see that I come narrow and go out wide and then in narrow. That is just killing my lap time. Well, I really didn't think about it when I was doing it. Ah well. So I do make this entire race all about doing that fast left-hander at the beginning, the one that I really messed up on in race 1, doing that well, and also turning left before the silver strip in the floor on the fast left down-hander. So I'll try and explain what I mean now, because this is a crucial bit of information if you're wanting to get like super fast elite lap times of this track. So again, I do all this section good, my consistency is definitely there, and now this is the corner I was on about. When you go flat out here, hopefully I do it, hopefully, you turn left before the bottom. Yeah, so you see how I turn left just before I hit the bottom, but you see how that sent me into a really nice racing line, and it's also kept my grip. But because I've turned left before that strip, it's not pushed me far across to the far tyre wall, and I've not lost any time. So that was pretty much as good as you're going to get on that corner. I am interested to see how this track performs in the colder months. Clearly the lap times show that it's much better, so I'll have to come back in a winter month or a much colder month just to see for my own good. I'm actually recording this voiceover right now, but I actually went to Warrington tonight with some of the Centrisim team, and I was finding the track was so grippy in places where I was lifting, I was losing a lot of time. So yeah, and you can see there I did the same again, turn left before the bottom, and it's perfect. Yeah, so when I went to Warrington tonight, the grip was weird. If you let off, it's like you almost felt like you was going to come to a stop, and then as soon as you put your foot back on, you'd lose grip and slide. I really couldn't get anything right tonight. I only did a 59.2 at Warrington. I will upload that video next week because it's quite a fun little race. There's literally only me, Jim, who's the owner of Centrisim Racing, and Nathan Webb, who's also racing for Centrisim. If anyone doesn't know, Centrisim invited me to be their probably the 4th team member at the time for the 24-hour outdoor race at Teesside, which is on the 30th of July. If anyone's entering that, then yes, I will be there with Centrisim, so that should be fun. I've also now been invited to a 12-hour endurance race at Leeds Teamsport with the Sheffield lot. I'm not sure if it's Sheffield University, might be. But that's courtesy of Adam Natha. He asked me to do that and I said yes, so I'm also racing that. But I mean, that'll be great practice for a long endurance race at Teesside. Leeds is a very physically demanding track, especially when you go through the chicane of death, which I'm sure if you've watched any Teamsport crash compilations, you will know exactly which part of Leeds track I am on about. If you do it kind of wrong, you completely destroy your ribs. You go like down through the chicane. It's a blind turn as well, so if anyone spins out there, you can just hit them at like full speed. Can knock you quite sick if you do it wrong. But anyways, now I'm absolutely flying in this race. There's not really much to commentate on, but like how well if you go to race 1, so this race is probably an hour after I first sat down in a go-kart on this track, but if you compare race 1 to this race and look at how much better I am in this race compared to race 1, it is quite astonishing. If I just uploaded this video, you'd probably think I've raced it before, to be honest. And no, I'm not being big-headed there or anything, but I just feel like I've known this track all my life at this point. It's a strange feeling racing indoor go-karts, you know. But I think I'm just gonna let the rest of this video roll. You can watch how I'm trying to change a few turns here and there, and I've already done my fastest lap at this point, so yeah, I will timestamp it. If I forget and somebody just lets me know in the comments to timestamp it, please remind me, because I have the memory of a sieve. But anyways, this has been Teamsport Sheffield. I'll leave you with the rest of the video, which is probably another 6 minutes long to the end of it, and you can just watch how I've improved massively over 3 races that I've ever done here. Again, big shout out to Adam Natha. He's been probably the best person I could have asked for in terms of getting tips and stuff. Really straight up, honest guy, doesn't hide anything. Bit like me at Warrington, I don't hide any secrets. He's said what to do here and there. I followed him, it's worked. He's explained things, I've changed it without him being there, it's worked. And yeah, I appreciate all your help, man. So I think my next Team Sport Tour video is going to be Leeds. I was going to go to Leeds this Monday coming, but then I remembered that I'm actually not here. so it could be the Monday after, but then again, I've not been to Warrington to do a members night for, it feels like an eternity now, so I might go to there first and then I might go to Leeds in middle of June or something. So yeah, I'll leave the video here, you can watch the rest of it if you want to. I'll turn the sound up so you can hear it in full volume, and yeah, that's been Teamsport Sheffield, and I will come back as soon as I can do.